Hi everyone. The power of forgiveness. It's a great topic, isn't it? But it's not really a very easy one, as all of us know. When we get hurt, it's really hard to forgive. I've always said that I forgive, but I don't forget. When I mentioned this approach to a psychologist, a colleague of mine in the UK, she stiffened because probably in her book, this was not the right approach. You know why I have this approach? To me, it makes sense because this is my protective mechanism. If I know that this person is going to hurt me, this person is not going to stand up for me when someone is being mean, and this other person is a user, then I know how to protect myself. I know how to protect myself from them taking advantage of me and hurting me. Despite this rationale, despite this logic, I always had the doubt that maybe my approach was not a healthy one. And for years I had this doubt until recently I read an article in Harvard Health by Dr. Van der Weel about the power of forgiveness. And in that he mentioned one particular statement caught my attention. He says, forgiveness is not erasure. It is changing the way you react to the memories. That makes a lot of sense, right? And somehow I felt vindicated. There was another interesting point that he made. He spoke about two sides of forgiveness. One is decisional forgiveness and the other is emotional forgiveness. Decisional forgiveness is when you decide that you no longer wish ill or wish some harm to come to the person who has hurt you, right? You don't want revenge. That is, you decide that you're not going to do that. Emotional forgiveness is moving on and not dwelling on the incident. So he says you have to be able to do both, and it's only when you do both that you will truly be able to forgive someone. But when you look at it, there is also the question, does someone deserve forgiveness? Because there are some crimes that just cannot be forgiven, right? But we're talking about the other, the hurts that we face when we are in equations and friendships and relationships. Just for the fun of it, I looked at how and what kind of things do I forgive, and I made this quadrant. We'll call it Anu's quadrant of forgiving, right? Red means no forgiving, green means yes forgiving, amber means maybe forgiving. But jokes apart, if you look at when you can forgive, there are three things that you need to consider. One, did they do it deliberately? Was their intention to hurt us? Two, was there an external factor that made them hurt us? And three, when we told them that they had hurt us, did they express remorse? And more importantly, did they change their behavior? Now, if they deliberately hurt us, it's a no-brainer. There's nothing to forgive. We just kind of move on. Maybe they'll face the consequences. Maybe we are instrumental in them facing the consequences. That's a different matter. But forgiveness doesn't enter the picture. Was it an external factor that caused them to hurt us? If the answer is yes, forgiveness is easy. If the answer is no, that's a dicey thing. Are they sorry? Do they exhibit remorse, and do they look at changing their behavior? For this, the answer has to be yes. Because when you forgive someone and they continue the same kind of behavior which hurts you, it really hits your self-esteem. You're not a doormat. So for me, if they don't say sorry and they don't change their behavior, no. At the same time, I'm not going to wish them ill or curse them or anything. I just remove them from my life because they have no place in my life. Forgiveness means continuing to work for good, being loving and not being bitter, moving on, not dwelling on the past and not wishing those who hurt us ill. We don't curse them, we don't seek revenge. That's forgiveness. But then I must admit that forgiving is an intensely personal decision. Who we forgive, why we forgive, and when we forgive is something that we have to decide. It's not something other people can tell us, nor should they tell us. So why do I make this video? I make this video in the hope that when I share the why and the what and the how and the when I forgive, there might be some points that you might consider when you make this intensely personal decision of forgiving. Keep your life sunny side up.